All right, Sooners. Well, that Baylor game last week was not a good turnout for the Sooners. They lost. Now they're out of championship contention in national and in Big 12 play. They're not even ranked anymore. And they lost their starting quarterback, at least for this week. On the bright side, though, you're taking on a team that is overall 3-6, 1-5 in big league play. But since 2005, you've only beaten them once, being 2012 in Lubbock. So, this is a preview for Cody Thomas's first ever start on the road, which is a record for a Sooner quarterback in the Stoops era. This is how it might turn out, to be quite honest. From AT&T Jones Stadium. Stay tuned. Here we go. The game will be pretty interesting to see how the Sooners want to, or if they can bounce back. I think that they can. The game will be at Jones AT&T Stadium, Oklahoma, Texas Tech. The game will be Saturday, November the 15th at 2:30 p.m. on ESPN. The weather conditions 60 to 65 degrees, partly cloudy. Skies, but no rain in the forecast. The TV broadcast will be Bob Winchman will be on play-by-play for TV, Matt Mellon on color, and Quint Chesnick on the TV sideline analyzing. Or you can listen to my buddies on the Sooner Radio Network. Toby Rowland, play-by-play man, Merv Johnson doing color, sideline reporting being done by Chris Plank and Dusty Dvorak and Teddy Lehman. Or this is a new thing. I found out about this a few weeks ago. Didn't really find out about it, but I watched it a few weeks ago and I found it pretty interesting. It's got Mark Rogers, Barry Switzer, and they do kind of an OU broadcast from their perspective. It's pretty interesting in my opinion. You can watch it on Coach's Cabana. I believe it's on Cox for Cox subscribers. So check that out. Things to know, as I said, Oklahoma only has one win in this series in Lubbock since 2005. And that was in 2012 when Oklahoma just went in there and got them pretty good. 41-21 2 years ago. And then, so there's that. The records last time these two teams met, as I said, in 2012, they got them pretty good. Oklahoma got them pretty good, 41-21 in Lubbock. But last year, 2013 at Oklahoma, OU snuck out with a 38-30 victory over the Red Raiders. Breakdown. Texas Tech, Cliff Kingsbury is in his second year in Lubbock, 8-5 overall, 1-0 in bowl records, winning percentage of .565. As we said, finished with an 8-5 record last year, 4-5 in the Big 12 play, 6th in the conference last season. Their best win last season, not including the bowl, was a 20-10 10 win over 24th ranked TCU when TCU was still looking pretty good. And of course, as we all said, a 1-0 bowl record, which was a win over Central Florida, 37-23 in the Holiday Bowl over Arizona State. Arizona State in the 37-23 victory over Arkansas State from the Pac-12 in the Holiday Bowl last year, pushing Mike Leach's, Kingsbury's record to 1-0 in bowl games. There we go. Division or conference titles, only one, and of course the one was in 2008 when they tied with Oklahoma and Texas, but Oklahoma ended up getting the invite to the Big 12 Conference Championship football game where they crushed Missouri in the game. This year's version of Texas Tech, as we said, 3-6 overall, 1-5 in the league. They started with the 2 wins. They did beat Central Arkansas 42-35, and then they got UTEP pretty good, 30-26. Before non-conference action started, and they played Arkansas again in the final non-conference game, and they got humbled, 49-28. They then lost in Stillwater at Oklahoma State, 45-35. They then lost in Manhattan at Kansas State, 54-13. They then lost to West Virginia, 37-34. They finally did win a game in conference, beating Kansas 34-21, but then lost their next 2 conference opponents. The first one was at 10th ranked TCU, where they got just embarrassed 82-27. And then they lost to their rival Texas in Austin. At home in Lubbock, 34-13. Of course, Bobby Stoops, big game Bob Stoops, 15th year, been in a bowl all 15 years. Winning percentage, 158-39, 802 winning percentage. 10-3 last season. Big 12 finished second in the Big 12. Their best non-bowl win last year was the 34-24 victory over Oklahoma State to push them into the Sugar Bowl, where they dominated Alabama 45-31 in the Sugar Bowl win over Alabama, pushing Bob's record to 7-7 in bowl game appearances. Conference and divisional titles in the Stoops era. Of course, Oklahoma's got a ton of these. 2000, 2002, 2004, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2010, 2012. Oklahoma Review, OU Review, 6-3 now. 6-3 in overall. 6-3 overall, and 3-3 in conference, I think. This is how it looks. 45-16 win over Louisiana Tech. That was the first win. They won at Tulsa 52-7. And then they beat Tennessee 34-10 in Norman. They then hit the road again at West Virginia. They found themselves, I would think, 45-33. That was probably their best win this season. Before heading down to TCU, 37-33 loss to then 25th ranked TCU. They got back on track and got a big win in the Metroplex the next week over Texas in the Cotton Bowl, 31-26. Then they lost their next home game to 14th ranked Kansas State, 31-30. They got back on track against Iowa State, 59-14. Then lost 41-14 to Baylor. It's the first time they've lost 2 consecutive home games in the Stoops era. Not good looks for that. But they were both top 25 teams. So now they're going to try to get back on track against these Texas Tech Red Raiders at 2:30 on ESPN. For those of you that were wondering, It did come out earlier on the Sooner Sports TV, on Soonersports.com. The Kansas-Oklahoma game for next week. Fox Sports 1, 11 a.m. kick. Another morning kick. So get your breakfast, get your bratwursts out, get your sausages out, and enjoy some good old cooking breakfast-wise with Oklahoma and Kansas. Till that preview, this is Harry James Taylor. Thanks for watching, everybody. Remember to follow me on Twitter at SoonerFanOK, or you can find me on Facebook, Harry James Taylor. Thanks for watching, everyone. And as always, Boomer Sooner, everybody. Take care.